We are on our last leg of FAMU House. Let me quickly reset. We have been here since about 10 a.m. I'm Jamie Jones, president of the Austin Rattlers, or I'm sorry, the Austin chapter, and I am founder of FAMU House. And this has just been a wonderful day of just alumni love and showcasing all of the beautiful and wonderful talents that we have as Rattlers. And we've had a wonderful presentation by A.D. Gaucher and President Clark of the National Alumni Association. We also had Van Russ, who is our Far West VP, have a conversation about the big things that we're doing out West. And a couple of chapters, the LA chapter and also the Houston chapter, came up and talked about their initiatives. And you can catch this entire recording on YouTube on the National Alumni Association's YouTube page and also Facebook. If you missed anything, it's been a whole 12-hour day. And so for the last half, it's time to get lit. I guess that's what young people say. I don't know. But I think we're still saying that. We are going to have a session with Miss Ricquel Jackson. She is so wonderful. My sister in FAMU. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and take time to let everybody know all the delicious things that you have going on for 2021 and Young Alumni.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I have enjoyed FAMU House. We hosted a day party earlier, and we have a happy hour coming up a little bit later. So please stay tuned in to FAMU House on Zoom. I am Ricquel Jackson, and I lead FAMU Young Alumni Giving. It is a annual scholarship and annual scholarship brunch based on retention. We give scholarships back to enrolled students who are undergraduate or graduate level. And the special thing about our brunches is that young alumni are able to personally host their own scholarships and create their own criteria for how the students can win their scholarship. So that is something that we do every year. It's usually the Friday after convocation, and looking forward to being outside this year and doing it again. But also to look forward to us maybe popping up in your city with the YAG. And we've actually been doing YAG for, this would be year 14 for us. We started in 2006. You guys can count the math. I'm not good at it. But I will be showing you guys the 10-year anniversary recap video as I keep going on. And I'm here to share the top 3 ways that young alumni can actually give back to FAMU. I know, and I'll also be highlighting some of the young alumni classes who have campaigns currently going on, and really, really showing out of how young alumni can get involved and give back to the students. I am super excited to shout those campaigns out. They've been very, very energetic online, and I love to see it, and I know we all love to see it. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you a presentation. And this will also be the video for our 10-year anniversary. All right. That was our 10-year. Hopefully y'all can see. Can y'all see the screen, the presentation okay? Make sure I even start.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Great. So we're going to get into our top 3 ways. Wait, let me back up. That was our video from the 10th anniversary YAG that we had in the Grand Ballroom in 2016. And we had some really great guests show up. We had Will Packer, who ended up giving money for a scholarship. We had representatives from the Black Caucus come, and then also representatives from FAMU alumni and representatives from AT&T were also there to speak about giving, and we gave away some great scholarships. So look forward to us this year hosting the event. Okay, so let's get into some top 3 ways that young alumni can give back. First up is annual giving. We right now have FAMU National Alumni Affairs is doing the 1887 campaign, which you can also join, or you can also go to the Alumni Affairs website and sign up for your own amount that you want to give annually, and it will come out of your bank account. You can set up reoccurring, and this is usually the easiest way to set it and forget it, but to also make sure that you're giving money back to the university. Our next one is corporate and foundation gifts. Now, corporate matching is super, super cool and easy. A lot of times corporations will give their employees a match to the amount they want to give. And I know we gave shots out today during the day party, but the class of 2005 is fundraising and pushing heavy for their classmates and anybody else who wants to give to utilize the corporate matching. And so if you're already working at a corporation who does that, super easy way to give back to your alma mater. And the last one is plan gifts. Plan gifts are usually done sometimes through insurance policies, and you can actually set an amount to give back to the university after you pass away. Not to put a damper on the mood, but plan gifts are actually a really cool way to give back if you to give back a larger amount. Maybe not be able to give back during the annual giving, but you can do plan gifts to university and really kind of show out with how you want to give back. And I'm going to move into some shouts out of classes and alumni who are giving back in a very big way. Our class of 2005 are currently hosting a match fundraising campaign, and they've already raised $35,000, which, listen, $35,000 to date during the pandemic is amazing, and they have been very, very active online. I have their Instagram here at the top at FAMU Freshman 2005. We're actually going to have somebody jump on to speak to this campaign, but I definitely want to give them a shout out, and please consider giving to their Cash App listed here. And we'll also do the FAMU Freshman class of 2006, who have been putting a lot of effort and creativity in the ways that they're giving back. If I'm not mistaken, a couple of weeks ago, they hosted a Zoom cooking class with one of our, I'm in the class 2006, so I'm excited to share this one. But one of our classmates gave a Zoom cooking course, and here they're giving away art. And so follow them. I have their social media at the top here on Instagram, FAMU Freshman 2006, and support their campaign as well. And I'm sharing these in hopes that other classes who are looking to give back can figure out creative ways to join forces together and get the momentum started on your own. Okay, I can stop sharing this presentation in my screen. How do I do that? Okay. Did y'all like that? Okay, we have some people in the chat giving the Cash App, and I'm going to scan to see if we have our representative from 2005 here. Yuwande, is Yuwande here? Yuwande, are you logged into the event? We can have you come up and give us some words about your fundraiser. Okay, well, we find Yuwande.
I'll bring her in one moment. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And then also we have some of the classes' Instagrams being dropped in the chat, as well as their Cash App. Please support these classes. They have been doing their thing to raise money, and I can't wait to see what they finally come up with, because they've been putting in a lot of work.
Yolanda, if you could please turn your video on. Thank you.
Yolanda,
Unfortunately, I'm not quite camera ready, so I'm gonna have to slide this off, but I did want to be with you today to be able to share our class campaign, certainly. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Yes, so I'm here representing the class of 2005. In the grand tradition of raising money with freshman classes, we're following in the footsteps of our predecessors and aiming to raise $50,000 to give back to FAMU. We wanted to be conscious of the fact that we're in the panty and be thoughtful of the fact that, not everyone has it in the ways they normally would. But we've gone full steam ahead. We've been able to collaborate with the class of 2006 on a versus battle, which brought in thousands of dollars. We're almost there. We have this matching campaign. It's going until April 15th, and so much of the money that we've already raised has already been sent towards the foundation. And so this is an opportunity for us to collect money through our Cash App as well as through our PayPal if that's a more convenient option, and then have that money matched by our corporate sponsor. And so again, our deadline is April 15th. If you're able to support, please send a little coinage, a little coin our way. And we'll certainly be accepting it thereafter, until homecoming. But in order to maximize our efforts here, we're asking if you can support us to just send a little coin our way. I dropped the Cash App. I'm going to drop it one more time along with our PayPal as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And if I can get you to, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. If I can get you to give us a little bit about why it's super important for you guys to give back, like what is giving y'all the drive to really set forth a lot of effort and get 35,000 during the pandemic?
Well, okay, I can tell you from a personal standpoint that I find that HBCU graduates love to talk about their alma maters and they love to juice and gas up their institution and homecoming this and clank, 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 clank this. But if you ask them their annual giving, it's a little quiet. And so in order for us to maintain our standing and be able to give that excellence with caring, it's very important for us to maintain regular giving to our institution. And so this is a way of kind of situating and setting the appetite to be able to do that. And then, of course, making it a class effort is something that allows us to be able to indulge in the nostalgia of all that we got when we were on the Hill and be able to give that to other people that, may not have the funds to be able to attend FAMU. So this is to support people who have the potential, who have the scholarly aptitude, but may not have the coinage. This is how we fill in the gap. This is how we provide that extra push for those that will end up being distinguished alum.
I love that. I love that. And I, as a part of the class 2006, we also have the similar goals. I totally agree and looking forward to seeing y'all total fundraising amount. I'm sure y'all going to surpass it.
Thank you so much. And likewise, it's been nice, fundraising together. We're celebrating, we initially started a 15-year anniversary and we pushed it to a sweet 16. So we're hoping to have some sweet funds that we're sliding up to the Hill, in our same year.
You're so funny. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I am going to wait to find Trenton Curtsy. If I can get him to the stage, I am going to invite him to join me. And he is going to share how the FAMU National Alumni Association is looking to bring in young alumni through its leadership and legacy arm. I don't know, I'm in Atlanta. And so I've had experience with the National Alumni Association, and even through school and homecoming, sometimes it's a little bit hard to see the younger folks doing stuff. Not as much now, but back in maybe like 6 years ago, I moved to Atlanta 10 years ago. And then it wasn't as popular to see the youngsters giving money and join the alumni associations. But, as we share a couple of classes here, and see a lot of the energy from Atlanta with Be Our Day and New York with spring coming, which is also HBCU centered, and a lot of the alumni chapters in New York really popular, and DC, who give a lot of energy to fundraising. I think that, you know, young alumni are definitely, you know, putting people on notice about how we really can contribute to the giving and opportunities back. And I for young alumni, like to speak to experiential giving as well. We talked about annual giving. We talked about annual giving, corporate matching, and planned giving. But I also believe in experiential giving through mentorship and, you know, office hours and internships. A lot of the students, after we give them the scholarships at homecoming and book scholarships, they still need that guidance to get to the next part. They may be good for the semester financially, but when they graduate, how can they get more engagement to see how we can help them win? And so that is something I definitely wanted to utilize for Young Alumni Giving.
I am so sorry. I do not see Trenton. I don't see him as a participant. I asked in the chat for him to raise his hand.
Okay.
Was there someone else?
No.
Okay. Let me double check.
No. Oh, here he is. I can see him. Trenton.
What's up? What's up?
How are you doing? I gave you a quick lead in. Trenton is going to speak with us about leadership and legacy. But Trenton, I also want you to give us some of your background of how you are really tied into the National Alumni Association and really setting some structure for us youngsters to get involved on a national level. Trenton.
Well, greetings. What's up? Hey, shouts out to you one day.
Yes.
Yeah, what's up, you one day? So it's a real privilege to be here. Thanks for having me, Ricquel. And for everyone, I'm Trenton Kirksey, 2008 initiate of Florida A&M University. And I'm really excited to share some things about what we're doing. I had the privilege to work directly with President Greg Clark of the National Alumni Association for 3 years as his assistant when he became national president, and worked to understand what our National Alumni Association was like, about what kind of goals we had, where we were headed, and discovered several possibilities on the journey, right? Discovered what existed and what was possible. And so now, as Ricquel knows, a few other leaders in the program know, and now our FAMU will know, the Leadership and Legacy chapter is the newest and first global chapter of the FAMU National Alumni Association. Our goals are to contribute, create, and commemorate. And the special set of responsibilities that some of the other chapters really don't have. So I'm ready to talk about it. It's on you, Ricquel. Tell me where we at.
Yeah, we can, you know, I'm looking right now for the landing page. I could drop it in the chat. We can talk about what we're planning up next, but we can also, but Trent, I also don't want to skip over the work you put in with alumni chapters, what is in the Midwest region, Texas areas. So give us a little bit about how you've been contributing to giving back to FAM.
So when we first graduated and came back home, our goals were to just get involved. And we got involved here in the local Houston chapter. I'm in Houston, Texas, and got involved and were able to really get the chapter excited. And we hosted a national alumni convention. President Clark and his team had chosen Houston. And so I got a chance then to join the national convention team. And we really just grew our chapter enormously. I mean, we had, but for a moment, you know, hundreds of members who are actively participating. And I think the difference is the component you were opening up when you kind of led into this was the experiential portion. We were highly experiential, and people always got to participate. And they knew they were participating for the purpose of enjoying the moment, but they also knew they were participating because they would be giving back to the university through the enjoyment of the experience. And so that's everything from cruises during the National Alumni Convention all the way to fundraising seminars on how to build, scholarships. What do we call the endowed scholarships, right?
Yes.
So there's so many different circumstances under which you can be a contributor. And I'll just share the mission and impact statement of the Leadership and Legacy chapter so that we can have a little more context. So it says, the Leadership and Legacy chapter of the FAMU NAA is a global community of Rattlers connected with the purpose of contributing to the development and possibility of current FAMU student leaders and legacy makers by providing mentorship, training, resourcefulness, and fundraising. So that's our contributing portion. Then we have a creating portion. And we're always innovators, right? So creating civic engagement, community sports, music and entertainment industry education, journalism education, business education, and science education, university-supported career-focused mentoring and recruitment programs. That's a mouthful, right? A bunch of different mentoring and recruitment programs embedded in our communities where folks who graduate, let's say 2022, come into Houston, and we've got Rattlers here in Houston who work in PR. We've got Rattlers here in Houston who work in the mayor's office. And it's our job to plug in the newest generation of Rattlers with the Rattlers who have already paved ways in our community, right? And we put these programs together and we launch these efforts. We're not just raising money, but we are sending Rattlers, right? We're raising Rattlers. So it's one thing to raise money, but if we've got these programs in our communities, we're raising Rattlers, and we're increasing access, and we're increasing the bottom line, the earnings of our Rattlers. And at the end of the day, when you do things like plan gifts and you give annually and you give at experiential moments, then that's going, at the end of the day, the investment you make when you contribute and create is going to turn back and it's going to give to the university. And so finally, the last point in our mission and impact statement is commemorating. There are so many Rattlers who have come through FAMU and then taken over their particular industry or their particular scene on the national stage. And that's something I think is important, not just to dial in, but to focus on, to make it a reality that we put together a kind of directory, right? Or just a box of information where we can say, hey, this is a Rattler and this is what they've done. This is a Rattler and this is what they've done. Before you know it, after we have compiled and created the commemoration of contributions of Rattlers near and far, we're gonna have a record, right? Yay high. Yes. Of contributions that FAMUans have made to their communities locally, to their university and post-grad universities, everywhere. And when we make these records, it's a testament, right, to the contributions that Florida A&M University as a whole is making to the world. And that's us. That's leadership and legacy.
That was great. That was amazing. And I want to ask you, that was a mouthful. And I think that it's going to be important for all young alumni to be led in a very structured way to carry out this mission so that it is effective. But I also know that there's a turn up that's possibly planned and happening. I'm going to say Orange Blossom Classic, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
We're right off of LeBron James wearing the FAMU swag, which was momentum and exciting. And thank you. He has a shout out back there in your background. But I know we went through the structure and the purpose, but I think it's a turn up that could happen along with leadership and legacy. You want to give us a?
Absolutely. In the mission and impact statement, we heard the first part is we're a global chapter. And so that means opportunity to come together is around FAMU events, homecoming, spring preview or special football weekends, Florida Classic, and you mentioned it, Ricquel, Orange Blossom Classic, Labor Day 2021. We headed to South Beach.
We outside, y'all.
We outside. Our first vibes in large crowds. And I see a question. Says, what about us old alumni?
Absolutely.
We'll be glad to have you. We'll be glad
Absolutely. We just coming with the energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're absolutely invited.
Just keep up. So we are, in fact, I'm headed to Miami next week to meet with the local Rattlers. Earlier, we heard from DJ Prince. Did we not yet?
Yes, DJ Prince is the day party, and we also have a happy hour, grown folks happy hour coming up in a couple minutes, actually. And so
we're headed down there. I'm meeting with DJ Prince, and we're getting ready to plan the major moves of the moment. And so Labor Day 2021, you don't miss it. It's gonna be serious. It's gonna be serious. We got some great hotel rates. I'm gonna tell you now. In fact, I'm a hotel snob. I'm a hotel snob. And so you can trust that we go into what Miami got to offer. Just think, what's in Miami? What's in South Beach? And that's where we at. That's where we at. Labor Day 2021. Hit us on the landing page. Rick, you put it on so it's in the chat.
Yes.
Check the chat, and we try to see y'all down there. It's some crazy stuff out there. I can't get into it, but it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to be a part of that planning. And Trenton, as always, thank you, brother, for giving us the insight and passion about FAMU, as we all have. We truly appreciate all your work, for sure.
Love y'all, man.
Thanks, Trenton. So I want to thank everybody for even giving us some energy today, Young Alumni Giving. I am looking forward to working and seeing all of you guys, whether you are following our Instagram page, which is FAMU YAG 1887, or you can follow us also on Facebook, FAMU YAG, and look forward to you guys coming to the scholarship brunch, which will be Friday of homecoming. And yes, if you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer them. I think I'm gonna get kicked off in a little while for somebody else to do their event, but I'm super excited to be here and share the mission with you all. Thank you for having me.
Yay.
Yay.
You are such a gem, and I'm just so happy about your enthusiasm and all that. So shout out to you for just doing what you do and making sure that we're bridging those gaps. And I appreciate all the initiatives and all that stuff.
I want to give you some recognition as well. I absolutely, I got joined on to this, but it was, this event has been put together so well, and the schedule has been so amazing, and the guests have been, top-notch FAMU Rattlers and giving so much value. I've thoroughly enjoyed today, and I just want to make sure people know how much work you put into this event, how many calls and emails and rehearsal, like you really put in effort, and it definitely shows. Thank you so much for allowing us to have a little speaking portion on your platform, and definitely looking forward to working with you some more, for sure.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you, sis. I built it for y'all. It's literally FAMU House. It's for you. So,
but you still need your flowers. You've been on here 12 hours almost. Girl, you did that. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I will be having me a little sippy sip. Okay. Because I am a Rattler after all. And a quick shout out to you one day, ATL Shawty. I just feel like Journey magazine is just like having a resurgence today. Like, I don't know if one day is still on here, but hey girl, hey.
I love J School.
Absolutely. All righty, guys. So we're going to make a transition into our artist showcase